All right, good morning, everybody. Today is Daf Beis, the last Daf in in Kiddushin. Last Daf since we started Yavamas. It's probably a couple years ago already. So it's a major accomplishment. There's two main Sidarim, Shas Babli. What do you ask?
It happens.
Did you have a baby today? Baby girl?
Zak the Mishnah. Daf Beis. So lo yilamid adam ravak seifrim. So a person, an adam ravak, please shech. Basically, a young man, an unmarried man, a bachelor. What? I'll take it afterwards. Should not teach young kids, right? A bachelor should not go ahead and teach young kids, a single guy. We'll see why. Also a woman. All right. We'll see in the Gemara, right? And also a woman should not go ahead and teach the Seifrim, also kids. We'll soon see why. And Rabbi Elazar, even someone who doesn't have a wife, will explain what that means. But Seifrim should not go ahead and teach kids. And Rabbi Yehuda Lo Yira, says Rabbi Yehuda, a person should not, who's a ravak behema, a person who's a bachelor, also should not go ahead and shepherd animals. And one should not go ahead and go together. Two bachelors, right, sleep together under one talus. The say no, that is permitted. So what's going on in the Mishnah? So now short Gemara will explain our Mishnah. Suck the Gemara. My time. What's the reason why this young bachelor should not go ahead and teach kids, or even a woman? So if there's a chashach, he could be, he's a bachelor because he's maybe a riot with the kids. But time Rabbi Yehuda right? So Yisrael is not chayshet for nishkav zachar, for man, for homosexuality, right? Lo behema, and not for. You gotta wait for the siyum, Eddie. You jumping. You gotta wait for the siyum.
He's already
the food was brought for the siyum. It wasn't.
Forget it. I can't believe it.
Right.
Oh.
So he said, and also for not chayshet for bestiality. Ella Ravak Mishum Imasa Dianuke, rather because the young single teacher, perhaps when the mothers come of the children, so then there's a chashash for that, and for yichud for that, or inappropriate is there, and Isha Mishum Vasa Dianuki, and for the woman, also the female teacher because of the fathers of the children. Also, someone who's have a wife. So someone who's have a wife, like basically what we said in the first part of the Mishnah, like maybe she's not in town, she doesn't live over there. Tashma, come listen. No, we're talking about someone who is married, but his wife is not around. He maybe worked out of town. Also, he should not go ahead and teach school children because of the chashash of their mothers. Rabbi Yehuda says you should not go ahead and be a shepherd. So Tanya Rabbi Yehuda, no. So we're not concerned of a man working with animals or with other men. We're not concerned with mishkav zachar or bestiality. Fine. Now Mishnah, the last Mishnah of the Seder Nashim.
Excitement is palpable.
Big Mishnah.
So the Mishnah says, "Kol asakav im hanashim lo yisached im hanashim." A person who his business line, right? He's in the woman's space, right? He sells to women. We'll soon see we'll soon see makeup and whatever it is. We'll soon see different examples. So you should not have yichud with the women. Now, it's not even just one-on-one yichud, but even 1 to 2. Also, it's not good because they're familiar with him, and perhaps even multiple, even more than 2 would be usher. A person should not go ahead and teach his son such a craft, that's based with just women buyers. And Rabbi Meir the cow, right? Person should go ahead and teach his son a trade which is clean and easy. And pray to He who blesses those with assets, i.e. Hashem. There are no trades that do not have wealth and also poverty, right? Success and unsuccess. Because the success, the riches is not from the trade, and the poverty is not from the trade. Rather, everything is because of his chusim that he has in this world.
Oh, hey! Wow!
My ear is shut out of the can today. Rabbi Shimon ben Elazar says, he says, have you seen in your life right, animals that have had a trade? Nevertheless, they're fed, they get their parnassus, they're sustained with pretty naturally without any pain. And they're only created to provide for me, a human. And me, right? I was created to serve my creator, right? Isn't obvious I shouldn't have tsar. No, the animals were created for me. All right, there's no tsar for them. So my livelihood shouldn't, and that they work for me. So my creator isn't obvious. It shouldn't be without tsar. Rather, no, but we have sinned in our ways, man has sinned in our ways, and therefore we are cursed, from Adam Rishon, that our parnasa does not come easy. Abagurian ish tzadein oimer b'shum abaguria lo yilamed adam as b'noi chamor gomal kadar safan. A person should not go ahead and teach these travel trades, right? A donkey driver, a camel driver, a wagon driver, or a sailor, because all these people, when they travel, they're often not careful in terms of in terms of the travel, in terms of the animals that they take, feeding other things, or in terms of where they stay, or not sticking to the contracts, and therefore there's chashash of geneva there, or roeh, or a shepherd also has animals go in other people's fields, v'chanvani, or a storekeeper, a lot of cash business. That these types of businesses are associated with people who are thieves, or stealing, and people not so yasher. So you shouldn't teach such crafts to your kids. Right? Donkey drivers, the short drivers, they usually rashayim, as we said, right? They go ahead and they in terms of where they stay. And the animals don't always eat only that which is theirs. But those who travel with camels, Reuben and Kshem, most are ksherim because they go through they traverse through the desert. And when you're in a place where you need a little bit of help, assistance from Hashem, you tend to say a little more to help and dive a little better. So therefore, those people who travel through the deserts, majority of them were the ksherim. Those people out on sea, Reuben Chasidim, right? Those really have to be semech upon Hashem and really have their good tefillos and all that. Those people, the majority of them, were Hasidim. And Tov Shebarayfim, all right, this is a strike against doctors, right? Even the best of the doctors, like Gehenna, right? They go to Gehenna. In other words, they feel that they're not worried about sickness or you're getting punished because they'll just fix it. And the refuah they believe is with them and now with Hashem.
So vaccination.
It's not really a vaccination. That's medicine. It's not referring to doctors, right?
When the doctors say jump off her.
Yeah, then if your doctor would say jump off a roof, then you should jump off a roof.
You shouldn't.
Yeah, kosher
Shouldn't be instead of field trips.
Right? Kosher and those people who were of the butchers, shittu shel malik, they're partners of the malik. In other words, because even by slaughterhouses, right, the shadows of kashrus, and there's a big loss. If something is not kosher, so perhaps things that something's not be pushed along. Why are they associated with with stealing, right? So another way of saying that they're stealing because sometimes it's something which is treif, they'll say it's kosher and they'll sell it for the more expensive dollar. Right? No, all the crafts are good, but I will leave all those and only teach my son Torah. Why? So he says Person goes learns Torah, so he's from his from it in this world. He benefits in this world, and the principle is for him in the world to come. And all the other trades in a can, they're not like this. Right now, he works all his life. He's a certain trade, and when he becomes sick or elderly, and all these certain, he can't work anymore. Right? He's dead, in other words, he has nothing to show for his job anymore. Right? And the Rabbi down in family about Torah in the cane, but Torah still has that which he built up. Even right, it guards him from any wicked. But even in his youth, the niceness and it gives him hope in his old age. All right, it says over there. He calls out to Hashem, right? And he get to give him strength. And so that's when he was younger, and in his old age, right? He says that in the old age he reaches out that Hashem should give him strength. Right? He was old. Hashem Beirach as Avraham Bakol, and he blessed him Bakol. Right, and even he gave him all, even with Zakin. So Matina Shas and another point by Avram. So we see over there, by the way, that even in his older age, that his Torah was watching over. How do you know he had Torah? And we say also Matzino Shas Avram Avinu is called Torah Kula. He fulfilled the entire Torah. Ad Shaloi Nisna, even before he was given. Now it's about says Asher Shama Avram Bekoli. So it says over there that he guarded all his mitzvahs, right, and his laws, and even though it was not, the Torah was not given yet. Fine. Zok the Gemara. So Tanarabban on Kol Sheskav Imanashim Surura, right, person who all of his dealings, right, his business is with a woman, right, his behavior won't be so good. Right? For instance, who are these people who deal with women? What type of trades? Hatzorfim, those people who make gold or jewelers, basrikin, and people who they fluff up their clothing, they soften the clothing, right? Different with women's clothes, vanakuras, and people who go ahead and clean. The guys who peddle different types of spices and stuff, those people weavers, svarim, and those people who saparim, so those people who give haircuts, right? I guess beauty salon, and people who do laundry, hagara, and people who bloodlet, and people who work in a bathhouse, and also people who are tanners. All these people, I guess they for I guess leather for women's clothing or women's shoes, right? They sell women's shoes or whatever it is. Right. So they work with leather that provides shoes and clothing to women. Right. So therefore, these trades are trades that deal with women, and one should really not and we don't go ahead and appoint those people from those positions for a king or a kohen gadol. So my time, what's the reason? Not because they're puzzle, right? El mishum dezil l'menasayu, rather because their craft, they are normally they're a little bit right, they're chashuv in their craft. At Tanur as we see, excuse me, I started Dvarim Nemru, as we say, 10 things I said. About these the gara, right? A person who bloodlets, right? Bloodlets is a lot of women. He's by people, by women a lot. So what do they say about him? So Mahalachatzido, right? He walks, with his in an up position on his side. He's like a balgaiv of ruach gasa, v'nislev yoshev, and when he sits down, he doesn't sit respectfully. Ve'ena tzara, and he's not what's it called? He's not so sharing, right? And he's a bad eye, and eichel harbe eats a lot, the kima, and I guess he eats a good lot of food, and therefore he doesn't go to the bathroom a lot. So all these things. So in other words, there are times when too much blood or whatever it is. So all these types of bad rumors are said about someone who's the bloodletter. So we see that some of these people aren't always the most trustworthy, right? So, oh, he's a used car salesman. There's certain trades where people, use as a dragging, right? So, Dorosh, right? So, towards the bottom, so Dorosh Barkabar, the Elam, you love it, Adam as Benai, Umlas, the Kia, the Khalid person should go ahead and teach a son a trade that's clean and easy. It's a mighty, what is that? Rabbi Yehuda, it says Rabbi Yehuda, Machta de Tam Yusuf, right? So it says to go ahead and be like a crocheter or whatever it is, to go ahead and I guess a tailor.
It's Tam Yusuf, like straight lines or something.
Yeah, So like plowing. Shatfiras, Ashias, Talam, Shuras, Kitalam Shal Machrisha, just like plowing, right? So Tanya, Rabbi Aimer, so there is no type of trade, right, that will stop in the world. People still need to live. And Ashim Yisharais is Hira Vumnas Ula, and Oilo the Misharais Hira Vumnas Paguma, right? So people watch their parents, oftentimes they do the same type of work that their parents did. So praiseworthy is somebody whose parents have a good job as opposed to someone whose parents have a bad job that they go into. So right? It's impossible. The world needs perfume, it needs tanners, it needs both. So praiseworthy is he whose parents, right? They're they work in perfume, so they smell nice. And if his father's a tanner, he becomes a tanner. That's a stinky, literally stinky job. And it's also possible without males and females. Right? Praiseworthy he whose sons are easier to raise are male. And woe is to he who raises females. He should go ahead and teach us a trade, an easy trade, a light trade. And then go ahead and request rachim to who the wealth and the chasim are with him. Right? Because rich or poor does not come from the trade, rather it comes from Hashem. Right? Hashem, all the wealth is with Hashem, and He's the one who shares it. Right? So he said over there, if you see, you ever see any animals, right? You have to go ahead and work. So Tanya, I never saw a deer, right, have a job as a kayetz. He goes ahead and what's it called, and collects figs, right? Or Vari Sobel, right? Never saw a lion be a carrier, right? Or right? Never saw a lion be an accountant, a porter, right? The Shul Chadvani, I never saw a fox, right, work in a store. But hey, nevertheless, they're not professional animals. Hey, nevertheless, they get parnasa without sar. But they were only made to go ahead and serve man. And man, I was created to go ahead and serve my creator. These were only created for me. They are sustained without any sort of pain. I was created to go ahead and serve my master, and then she's part of the Shalom. Obvious, I should not go ahead. I shouldn't be parnes without any sort of tsar. So Ella Sharesias Ma'asi Vikivachti Parnasi. As Parnasi, rather, but through my actions, I've sinned, and therefore I've lost, the ability to get my parnasa pain free. As the pasuk says, "Avanosechem hitu," right? It says that your sins have gone and turned away. Rabbi Nuraya says, "I'll turn all the other jobs except for Torah." And Tanya, Rabbi Nuraya, is b'ni ela Torah. Lo ella bimei yalduso. All the other crafts are only good when you're young and able to work. Bimei zekanuso, but when you're old age and you can't work anymore, harehi muto barav. Then such a person, he has no more income, and therefore he will sit famine. About Torah, and also security about Torah einachem. But Torah is not like this because because it will give him in his youth and also give him in his old age. And I guess should we just finish now? Or I guess we'll finish now. So we said I'll do so. We said with his youth, Mahu Aimer was to say. It says, how do you read these words? The Kabe Hashem Yachliv Koyach, Hashem Give Koyach. Yalu Aver. So it says that you should. The end of the passage is Yalu Aver can sharim, and she gives strength, right? Like that of eagles. And with his old age, was to say Onivu B'Seva. The shady Ranimiyu, it says, give him, make him fruitful in his old age, and he will be, young and vigorous. So, Hadron Allah. Should we do the Kaddish? We have exactly a minute. Anyone say?
No.
We have 10 here. We have 10 here. We're 10 here. So Hadron says,
We're not 10.
what?
We're not 10.
We're 10 right here.
9.
Oh, you're right.
Randy
Yeah.
Walker.
Oh, okay. He's coming back.
Yeah, the carpool.
Okay.
So we can do the Hadron, right? We'll do the Hadron. We'll just wait for Kaddish.
Right.
The Hadron says, "Kedusha the Hadron, Love is nice, Love is nice, Kedusha nice, Love is nice, Menach is nice, Kedusha goes nice, Menach, Love Yamadim, Love Yam the Yasi." Hadron says, "Kedusha Hadron, Love nice, Love is nice, Kedusha nice, Love is nice, Menach is nice, Kedusha nice, nice, Menach, Love Yamadim, Love Yam the Yasi." Hadron says, "Kedusha Hadron, Love is nice, Kedusha nice, Love is nice, Menach, Kedusha goes nice, Menach, Love Yamadim, Love Yam the Yasi." Yeah, so we're gonna have Adonai and Hayden and Saint Shit Sefim Saint Hazav Tei Imanol Haba Chanin Papa Rabbi Papa Nachman Papa Achav Papa Abba Mari Papa Rafa Papa Rafish Papa Circle Papa Adar Papa Adar Papa Have Nalena SD base or Saka Vidu via Zampa so via Kolado Anacham Zainab say I'm probably so Klani Dish Machal Des was Zakal Shwa. My right remaining was Zakal Kilam Hili Yehili some libi some mimchukachal lamach evash lo eshkach zakha ki vam yisani baruch atmo Adonai lamnenim kachal amen 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 salavat. V'tiba nachnu lefanacha Adonai yevlei v'seinu shesam dechal kein b'yoshev as mentioned v'lei sam dechal kein b'yoshev k'rad shana mashkin v'hei mashkin ane mashkin the divrei Torah v'hei mashkin the dvar v'telem anu amen v'hei amen anu amen v'kavus schar v'hei amen v'kavus schar. Other Ratzi, the Chayla above, the Hebras Shach, the Apta, him Taidim, the Shachas, Anshe Dami, Mirma, Lo, Yevzu Yimei, and Ani, after Bach. Yiratzal, the Fonecha, Adonai, and Hai, Shimsha Tanasai, Misagas Kedushin, the Seder Dashim, Kate, Zain Lahaskim, the Seklas, the Sarvachin, the Simon Lumen, Lamy, Shros, Hassel, the Kaim, S, Cold, Debre, Samator, Sagabiava. There's a chus called tonight by Marai, but somebody Yamo Lee, Lazari, Shatama Shatar, Bizari, Jack can't leave yet. Bizari, Bizari Adulam. This guy be Bizarlacha, Tanafa, Oisach, Bishalacham, Dishmarlecha, Bakitaisa, Heats, Silkacha, Ki, V, Yerbu, Yamecha, Yasim Lacha, Shanais Chaim, Orich, Yamin, Bimina, the small Oishi, Bechavod, Adonai Osama Yitain, Adonai Berechazor Shalom. Someone make the Kaddish, or should I say it?
Yeah.
And you want to say the Kaddish? Or here?
Yeah.
You can do it.
Y'all, you go.
He's the same here.
He's gonna have this connection about. I see that he's called us. I am a side. I was a kind yes, I'm a kind of make take heart and you shall I am. We shall I am. We shall on. Hey, hello, I'm a gava. Remember, I'll call him. Nikra, Ara. That's